Picture a life without the constant noise of your thoughts, where you are no longer controlled by your emotions or outside situations. This newfound awareness is the solution to unlocking your freedom, providing you with a fresh outlook on the obstacles and possibilities that life presents. Now is the moment to liberate yourself from the outdated patterns of thought and behavior that have hindered your progress for an extended period of time. Embrace this new consciousness and experience a profound sense of peace and clarity. You will develop the ability to observe your thoughts and emotions without being overwhelmed by them. This will enable you to gracefully and wisely navigate life's challenges and fluctuations. Lesson 1. The Illusory Self. Have you ever taken a moment to reflect on your own identity? Your perception of yourself, the foundation of your entire existence, might be nothing more than a mirage. Now is the perfect moment to question your core beliefs and begin a personal exploration that will profoundly impact your identity. Your perception of yourself, including your personality, preferences, beliefs, and opinions, is a product of your own creation, formed over time. Your true essence is not the illusory self commonly known as the ego. It's like wearing a mask and playing a character in the grand theater of life. What is hidden beneath this disguise? What is left when you remove all the labels, roles, and identities you have acquired? The answer is a state of pure consciousness and boundless awareness, which can be both liberating and terrifying. This understanding is crucial for accessing a higher state of being, where we can transcend the constraints and pain caused by our false sense of identity. As you start to see beyond the facade of this deceptive persona, you will uncover a deep sense of tranquility and unity with everything around you. Have you ever taken a moment to reflect on the ongoing thoughts that fill your mind? That constant voice that narrates your every move, judges your actions, and frequently criticizes you relentlessly? This voice, my friend, does not reflect your true essence. It's a concept that your ego has created, an illusion that has a strong influence on your awareness. However, understand that you are not defined by your thoughts. You are the consciousness that exists beyond them. Now is the moment to confront and doubt the power this voice holds over your existence. Why allow it to control your emotions, your choices, and your very being? By understanding this voice as a collection of conditioned responses and learned behaviors, you can start to detach yourself from its influence. Picture the liberation that accompanies quieting this inner critic, discovering the realm amidst your thoughts where genuine tranquility dwells. This path leads to a fresh state of awareness, where you are no longer controlled by the constant noise of your thoughts. Now is the moment to regain control, to embrace the position of the observer, and to live life without the ongoing narration of your ego. Are you prepared to silence the inner chatter and uncover the deep tranquility that resides within? Lesson 2. The Authentic Self. As we strive to better understand ourselves and grow as people, we frequently encounter the idea of authenticity. However, what is the true essence of authenticity? In order to address this question, we need to acknowledge the significant challenge that lies ahead. The ego, which hinders our connection with our authentic selves. The ego, a constant presence in our minds, has always protected our false personas. It's time to question the current state of things, begin a journey to discover our true selves. You are liberated from the constraints of your ego-driven identity. A life where your actions and decisions come from a deep understanding of yourself rather than seeking validation from others. This is not just a far-fetched idea, but something that can actually be achieved if we have the courage to see through our own illusions. By simplifying our lives and removing unnecessary burdens, we can uncover the essence of our authentic selves. The journey towards authenticity may not always be straightforward, but it is certainly worth it in the end. Confronting our deepest fears and insecurities and questioning long-held beliefs can be a challenging task that demands courage. As we progress in our journey of self-discovery, we gradually let go of pretense and move closer to the liberating power of authentic self-expression. Imagine it as a thrilling journey, a discovery of the expansive realm within you. As you begin this journey, your true self is not something that needs to be fabricated or contrived. It's already there, just waiting for you to discover and embrace. Your task is to remove the obstacles that have been preventing you from reaching your goal. These obstacles include false beliefs, limiting thoughts, and ego-driven behaviors. By eliminating these barriers, you can uncover what has been hidden from you for a long time. By being patient and persistent, you will gradually become aware of the subtle cues from your authentic self, which will lead you towards a more meaningful and satisfying life. Living authentically has a profound ability to bring about positive change. When we align our actions with our authentic selves, we tap into a source of creativity, compassion, and joy. We develop greater resilience when faced with life's challenges, fostering deeper connections with others and cultivating a heightened appreciation for the beauty and wonder of the world around us. This is the essence of authenticity, a life lived with more depth, richness, and significance. As we strive for a new level of awareness, it becomes necessary to address a fundamental belief that is deeply rooted in our society, the idea of ownership. Since childhood, we are taught to place importance on our belongings, to strive for financial success, and to assert our ownership over material possessions. However, consider that this idea may not be as straightforward as it seems. An abstract concept that confines us in a never-ending loop of longing and discontent? Think about this. Everything in this world is constantly changing. Your beloved car will eventually deteriorate and corrode. Your beloved home will eventually deteriorate or be occupied by someone else. Your own body, the vessel you think is exclusively yours, is always changing and will eventually return to the earth. Ownership holds little significance in the vastness of the universe. But what is the significance of this? Because holding on to the idea of ownership leads to unnecessary suffering. It instills a sense of fear, worry about what lies ahead, and an unquenchable desire for greater things. It restricts us to the material world, hindering us from truly experiencing the liberating feeling of letting go. The desire to own things no longer exists, where you can admire both beauty and usefulness without feeling the need to possess them. We don't need to possess them. We don't need to completely give up all material possessions, but change our perspective. We can choose to be temporary caretakers of the things that pass through our lives, rather than simply being owners. Releasing the grip of ownership allows us to experience a deep sense of liberation. We help you unlock mental and emotional energy that can be directed towards personal growth, building meaningful relationships, and developing a deeper connection with the world around you. We discover the beauty of finding happiness in moments rather than material things, in being generous rather than selfish. This change in awareness is not a walk in the park. It necessitates questioning deeply ingrained beliefs and societal norms. However, the benefits are incalculable. Once you start realizing the true nature of ownership, you'll experience a refreshing sense of tranquility and a feeling of liberation that comes from letting go of material possessions. Take a moment to observe the things you consider to be yours. Instead of viewing them as mere possessions, try to see them as temporary companions on your journey. Is it possible to fully appreciate them while maintaining a light grip? This path leads to true freedom and a new consciousness that goes beyond ownership, opening up a world of endless possibilities. Charles had always been seen as incredibly successful by society. He enjoyed the perks of his high-powered executive role at a prestigious tech company, including a corner office, a luxury car, and an enviable lifestyle. His colleagues held him in high regard, his peers respected him, and he appeared to have everything under control. However, despite his outward success, Charles experienced a deep sense of emptiness that could not be alleviated. On a busy morning, Charles collided with a street artist named Linda while hurrying to an important meeting. Her artwork was scattered across the sidewalk, and Charles willingly assisted her in collecting the canvases. As he gazed upon the vivid and deeply expressive paintings, a feeling began to awaken inside him. "Wow, these are impressive," Charles exclaimed, taken aback by the genuine emotion in his voice. Linda beamed with a friendly smile. "Thank you for your response. I express the emotions of my soul through my artwork, rather than conforming to societal expectations." Her words resonated with Charles, causing him to stay even though he had an important meeting to attend. How can one truly understand the emotions of their soul? He inquired, a mix of vulnerability and urgency evident in his voice. Linda's eyes sparkled with comprehension. "It's all about simplifying things, my friend. All the expectations, roles, and identities we gather over time. Deep within lies your authentic self, patiently awaiting revelation." Linda's words lingered in Charles' mind throughout the day, leaving a lasting impact. He started to doubt the life he had created for himself. Was this truly his authentic self, or merely a carefully crafted facade to conform to others' expectations? With a strong desire to delve deeper into this concept, Charles started making minor adjustments to his daily routine. He began going for leisurely strolls in the park during his lunch breaks, an activity he had previously deemed unproductive. He suddenly became aware of the vibrant hues of the flowers, the joyful sounds of children at play, and the serene atmosphere of the pond, everyday joys that had gone unnoticed for so long. After meeting Linda, Charles decided to enroll in an art class. Standing before a blank canvas for the first time, he experienced a blend of anticipation and apprehension. The instructor emphasized the importance of painting from one's emotions rather than relying on rational thinking. Charles closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and allowed his hand to glide across the canvas. Despite not being perfect, Charles felt a surge of exhilaration that he hadn't felt in years. There was a sense of liberation in the act of creating, without any judgment or the pressure to make something impressive or profitable. As time went by, Charles began to question various aspects of his life. He came to understand the extent to which his sense of self was intertwined with his job title, material possessions, and how others saw him. He started pondering some challenging inquiries. What was the source of his happiness? What were the values that he embraced, independent of societal influence? The journey was quite challenging. Charles encountered opposition from his colleagues who struggled to comprehend his newfound passion for art and his more relaxed approach to work. He struggled with the fear of losing the identity he had worked diligently to establish. However, as he took each small step towards authenticity, he experienced a greater sense of vitality. One day, as Charles was leaving the office, his assistant Bethy intercepted him. "You appear to have changed recently, Mr. Thompson," she said cautiously. "More authentic somehow. That's pleasant to observe." Her words confirmed Charles' feelings. He was growing more genuine, and others could feel it. He embraced a new mindset, prioritizing listening over competing and finding joy in acts of kindness and creativity. Charles faced a turning point in his career when he was presented with a promotion that would necessitate relocating to a different city and assuming additional responsibilities. In the past, he would have eagerly seized the opportunity without any hesitation. However, he decided to pause and contemplate his true desires. Charles made a surprising decision that caught everyone off guard, even himself. He turned down the promotion and instead put forward a fresh initiative within the company, a program aimed at fostering creativity and personal development among employees. The CEO was pleasantly surprised by the idea. Charles felt a newfound sense of alignment as he began his journey. He utilized his business expertise not only for financial gain, but also to establish a work environment that was more compassionate and rewarding. He kept up with his art classes and even showcased some of his paintings in the office, motivating others to tap into their artistic abilities. Charles's quest for authenticity was a continuous process. There were still moments of uncertainty and old patterns to overcome. However, he had stumbled upon a deep realization that genuine satisfaction doesn't stem from meeting societal standards, but from wholeheartedly embracing and expressing one's true identity. Upon deep contemplation, Charles came to the realization that the definition of success could be altered. It had nothing to do with the corner office or the impressive title. Achieving true success involves staying authentic, building meaningful relationships, and making a positive impact on the world. Charles's story has served as a source of inspiration for numerous people, both within his company and in the wider community. He had discovered that being authentic was not a goal to be reached, but rather a way of life, an ongoing adventure of self-discovery, bravery, and true self-expression. During his journey, he discovered a profound sense of purpose and fulfillment that had eluded him for a significant amount of time. Lesson 3. Desire. As we strive for a fresh perspective, we must acknowledge the powerful influence of desire that often holds us back from embracing new ways of thinking. The desire for more possessions, experiences, and status is a powerful motivator for human behavior, but it can also hinder our ability to find true contentment and inner peace. Take a moment to reflect on the significant amount of time you dedicate to chasing after the next goal, accomplishment, or possession. Isn't it tiring? Isn't it about time we escape from this never-ending loop? Truthfully, desire is a creation of the ego, a result of our perception of not having enough. It's a clever technique that motivates us to always strive for more, never content with our current situation. Imagine discovering that all the ingredients for fulfillment lie within you. Understanding that true happiness lies not in acquiring more, but in appreciating the abundance already present in your life. It's time to question the belief that true satisfaction is derived from outside influences. Instead, I encourage you to focus on yourself and appreciate what you already have, approaching goals and ambitions from a place of wholeness rather than lack. Doesn't mean giving up on them. Operating from this perspective allows for actions that are in line with your true self, making your pursuits joyful expressions rather than desperate attempts to fill a void. Let's clarify something. Desire itself is not inherently negative. It's something that everyone goes through. It becomes problematic when we let our desires control our happiness and self-esteem. By developing an understanding of our desires and observing them without any bias, we can gradually reduce their influence on our consciousness. Understanding this concept is the initial stride towards liberating oneself from the burden of perpetual desires. Take on the challenge of dedicating the next week to actively observing your desires. Pay attention to how these thoughts or feelings come up, how they affect you, and the consequences of not addressing them right away. It can be surprising to realize the transient nature of many of our desires, often influenced by societal expectations rather than our true needs or values. This exercise focuses on gaining a deeper understanding of your desires and making choices that align with your highest good. Genuine abundance originates from within. It's not about acquiring more, but rather about desiring less. As you develop this new awareness, you'll notice that the desire for more naturally decreases, and you'll feel a deep sense of satisfaction with the present moment. This is the way to achieve long-term peace and fulfillment. Ready to take the first step? Do you always aim to outperform others? Do you often find yourself comparing your achievements, possessions, or status to those around you? Many people feel the same way. Wanting to be better than others is a common pitfall that many of us stumble into, but it can result in never-ending frustration and unhappiness. This desire to outperform others arises from our ego, which seeks acknowledgement, approval, and a feeling of significance, However, understand that true fulfillment and peace do not stem from a sense of superiority over others. Instead, they arise from finding inner peace and acknowledging our inherent value. Think about this. Whenever you have the urge to demonstrate your superiority, you're actually strengthening the belief that you are not good enough. You may be underestimating your own worth by comparing yourself to others and believing that you need to be better than them. Imagine if you could release this desire. Imagine fully embracing your own unique journey without feeling the need to compare it to anyone else's. This path leads to genuine freedom and embracing oneself. Picture a world where we embrace and support one another's achievements instead of feeling intimidated by them. Just think about the positive impact we could have if we channeled our competitive nature towards personal development and uplifting others. This approach to living a more fulfilling life is not just idealistic thinking, but rather a practical one. Releasing the ego's hold on our self-worth allows us to form real connections, have genuine experiences, and find a deeper sense of contentment. So the next time you have the inclination to demonstrate your superiority, take a moment to reflect. Pause for a moment and reflect on your true desires. Are you yearning for validation, security, or love? Instead of looking for these qualities through comparison or competition, push yourself to discover them within yourself. Always remember, your value is innate. It remains unaffected by comparisons or lack thereof. Embracing this truth will lead you to a newfound sense of freedom and peace that cannot be achieved through external validation. David had always been motivated by a strong desire for greater achievements, seeking greater experiences, accumulating more possessions, and finding more excitement. Being a well-known travel vlogger, he embraced the spirit of exploration, always on the lookout for fresh adventures and captivating destinations to showcase to his expanding audience. David's social media posts portrayed a seemingly perfect life, traveling to different countries every month, staying in luxurious hotels, engaging in thrilling activities, and forming numerous new friendships. However, regardless of the numerous places he visited or experiences he had, he consistently felt a lingering emptiness, an unsatisfied longing. It all changed during what was supposed to be the highlight of his journeys. David was thrilled to have successfully booked a trip to an exclusive island resort, a destination he had been longing to visit for years. Standing on the beautiful beach, with the sky painted in vibrant colors by the sunset, David didn't feel anything. A sense of restlessness replaced the anticipated elation. His mind was already filled with thoughts of the next destination, adventure, and viral video. At that moment of empty accomplishment, David came to the realization that a change was necessary. He grew tired of constantly yearning for more, endlessly pursuing excitement without ever finding true contentment. In need of answers, David made the choice to pause his constant travels. He came back to his hometown, a place he hadn't been to in years, always thinking it was too dull for someone as adventurous as him. He found his childhood friend, Bethy, who had become a mindfulness coach at that place. Bethy's insights, though straightforward, had a profound impact on David's perspective. Desire is similar to a horizon, she clarified. As you approach, it seems to move farther away. The key to true fulfillment lies in fully appreciating the experiences you're having in the present moment, rather than constantly seeking new ones. At first, David was unsure, but he couldn't help but be captivated by the calm and happiness that seemed to emanate from Bethy. She appeared to have discovered a happiness that had eluded David despite his numerous worldly adventures. David started practicing mindfulness and gratitude with Bethy's guidance. Every morning, he would start his day by practicing meditation, calmly observing his thoughts and emotions without any form of judgment. He became aware of the ceaseless stream of thoughts in his mind, always focused on desires and needs that had consumed him for a considerable time. Over time, David began to observe gradual changes in his point of view. He discovered a newfound appreciation for the beauty of his surroundings, the streets he grew up on, the familiarity of his childhood home, and the warmth of reuniting with loved ones. While strolling through the park he frequented in his youth, David experienced a significant moment of clarity. He realized that his constant desire for new experiences stemmed from a belief that his life lacked excitement. This belief had motivated him to pursue validation and fulfillment through continuous travel and adventure. Armed with this understanding, David embarked on the difficult task of confronting and dismantling this belief. He cultivated a sense of self-compassion and began to recognize the significance of his everyday experiences, going beyond the glamorous moments he showcased on social media. He also began to realize the impact his constant search for new experiences had on his relationships, the friendships he had neglected and the family events he had missed. David experienced a profound change within himself as he spent more time at home. The insatiable desire for new and exciting experiences had subsided, replaced by a profound appreciation for the current life he possessed. He came to the realization that genuine wealth didn't come from collecting experiences, but from wholeheartedly embracing every moment, whether ordinary or extraordinary. David started to view his daily life from a fresh angle. He delighted in reacquainting himself with his hometown, viewing it with a renewed perspective. He embarked on a small garden, discovering a sense of fulfillment in tending to plants and witnessing their growth. He dedicated his time to helping out at a nearby animal shelter, finding great satisfaction in the impact he made on his local community. There was a notable change, but it happened internally. David no longer felt the urge to constantly validate his value through extravagant trips or thrilling escapades. He discovered the joy of living in the present, embracing the journey of life instead of constantly focusing on the future. David's love for travel and adventure remained unchanged. However, his motivations changed. Whenever he traveled, his intention was truly to form a genuine connection with the destination and its inhabitants, rather than seeking to fill a personal void or generate content for his vlog. After a year of being back home, David was pleasantly surprised to discover that his vlog had attracted an even larger audience. His new content captivated people with its emphasis on discovering excitement and magnificence in the ordinary. His audience deeply connected with his posts about rediscovering his hometown, learning to garden, and volunteering. Life, David expressed in one of his videos, is not about accumulating a multitude of experiences. It's all about embracing every experience we encounter, whether it's conquering a mountain or savoring a cup of coffee in your own backyard. Our most valuable resource is not our capacity to explore them, but rather our capacity to fully engage in the present moment, regardless of our location. As he spoke, David noticed that his words were connecting with some of his viewers, while others seemed doubtful, just like he used to be. He recognized that every individual had their unique path to traverse and their own valuable insights to gain regarding longing and satisfaction. David's journey was far from over. He understood that learning to manage desire was something he would have to continue working on. Occasionally, he would find himself succumbing to old cravings and slipping back into the mindset of always wanting something better. However, he now possessed the necessary tools and awareness to identify these moments as mere old habits of the mind, rather than absolute truths that he had to adhere to. During quiet moments, David would often think back to the words Bethy had spoken to him during one of their initial conversations. Keep in mind, resisting your desires isn't the answer to overcoming cravings. It's a feeling of satisfaction. Contentment can be developed through practice. David kept practicing. Every day, he made the conscious decision to prioritize contentment and gratitude rather than giving in to cravings and grasping for more. He discovered that genuine satisfaction didn't lie in far-off destinations or exhilarating adventures. It was right here, in this very moment, if only he had the insight to see it and the bravery to accept it. Lesson 4. Keeping mindfulness in mind. In today's busy world, it can be challenging to stay grounded and connected to ourselves amidst the chaos of daily life. Imagine discovering that the path to a more fulfilling and peaceful existence is right within your reach. Mindfulness is a powerful tool that can truly transform your life, going beyond just being a passing trend. Developing the practice of being mindful can lead to a clearer mind, a sense of calm, and stronger connections with yourself and those around you. Picture being able to take a step back from the overwhelming whirlwind of your thoughts and emotions and simply observing them with a sense of detachment and curiosity. Understanding mindfulness is straightforward and attainable through consistent practice and patience. By practicing mindfulness, you can center yourself in the present moment and let go of past regrets and future anxieties. This change in viewpoint can be incredibly freeing, enabling you to fully embrace life and its many wonders. However, in a world that constantly demands our attention from various directions, how can we ensure that we remember to be mindful? Creating intentional reminders and incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine is crucial. Begin each day by setting intentions and making a commitment to being present throughout the day. Incorporate daily routines into your mindfulness practice. Whether it's the sound of your phone alert, washing your hands, or pausing at a red light, these simple activities can remind you to take a deep breath and be present. As you continue with this practice, you will start to experience a significant change in how you perceive the world. Colors can appear more vibrant, flavors can become more pronounced, and interactions can take on deeper significance. You'll discover that you become less responsive to stress and more capable of dealing with life's difficulties with poise and composure. Mindfulness isn't about constantly being happy, but rather about cultivating a genuine and balanced connection with all of your experiences, whether they are positive or negative. By embracing mindfulness, you are embarking on a transformative journey towards a more aware and purposeful way of life. You're making the conscious decision to break away from the usual routine that often controls our lives, and instead fully embrace each moment with mindfulness and a sense of wonder. This practice is incredibly powerful and has the ability to make a significant impact on both your life and the lives of those around you. By being more present and aware, you can create positive changes in your relationships and communities. When we learn to observe without attaching labels, we gain access to a wide range of fresh perspectives and experiences. We become more open to the subtle details of life that we might otherwise miss. This approach enables us to approach every situation with a sense of curiosity and wonder, similar to how a child explores the world for the first time. By looking at things from a new angle, we can discover hidden truths and form stronger bonds with ourselves and those around us. In addition, letting go of our attachment to labels allows us to break free from the limitations of our own expectations. We no longer feel the need to conform to rigid, predetermined categories. This freedom allows us to embrace the intricacies and uncertainties of life, promoting greater empathy, comprehension, and kindness. It's a significant step in overcoming the obstacles that keep us apart and prevent us from being our authentic selves. Adopting this practice might feel overwhelming initially, but with time and determination, it can become effortless. Begin by observing your surroundings without immediately labeling or categorizing what you see. Take a moment to observe the shapes, colors, and textures in your surroundings without feeling the need to label or categorize them. As you gain more experience, you can apply this approach to your thoughts and emotions. Watch them as they come up without forming opinions or explanations. Through developing the ability to perceive without attaching labels, you will embark on a transformative journey towards a heightened state of awareness. Explore a world full of endless possibilities, free from any preconceived notions or restrictions. This change in viewpoint has the potential to completely transform your relationships, your work, and your overall approach to life. Why not broaden your perspective and embrace the world in all its vibrant and unfiltered glory, instead of limiting yourself with labels? Embrace this practice and witness the incredible expansion of your world. Lesson 5. Letting go of the result. To achieve a new consciousness, free ourselves from constantly obsessing over the end results. Many times, our focus on achieving outcomes can prevent us from appreciating the beauty of the present moment and hinder our ability to fully embrace the process of living. When we shift our focus away from the end goal, we discover a wide range of possibilities and experiences that we might otherwise miss. Think about it. How often have you overlooked the pleasure of the journey because you were too focused on reaching the destination? It's time to let go of this restrictive mindset and embrace the strength of being present. By letting go of our attachment to outcomes, we free ourselves from the weight of expectation and the anxiety of potential failure. We can now embrace life with a sense of wonder, receptiveness, and a spirit of exploration. Consider the potential that could arise if you embraced each day without the burden of preconceived results holding you back. When we let go of our control over the future, we open up room for unexpected opportunities and pleasant surprises to thrive. In addition, disregarding the result fosters a heightened state of mindfulness and awareness. When we are not always preoccupied with future possibilities, we become more aware of the beauty and depth of the present moment. We can fully appreciate the subtle nuances of our experiences and foster a deeper connection with ourselves and the world around us through this heightened state of consciousness. In these moments of presence, we often discover profound insights and transformative experiences. Let's push ourselves to embrace this new way of being. Let's focus on appreciating the present beauty instead of worrying about what could be. When we change our perspective from the end goal to the process itself, we invite a multitude of opportunities for exploration, personal development, and genuine experiences. Life should be cherished as an experience, rather than a competition to be won. Just release your attachment to the end result and welcome the life-changing potential of being present in the present moment. On your path to a new level of awareness, acknowledge and rise above the constraints of the ego. Discover and embrace your true self, which exists beyond the boundaries of this constructed identity. Our true nature and potential can often be obscured by the ego's constant need for validation and control. But imagine if you could escape these limitations and access the source of your true self. Your choices and actions come from a genuine place, free from fear or the pressures of society. This is not only a grand idea, but something that can actually be achieved by starting with the act of being aware. Through non-judgmental observation of your thoughts and behaviors, you can begin to distinguish between the ego's voice and the genuine guidance of your inner self. The ego flourishes through comparing and competing, always striving to position itself above others. However, your genuine self understands that genuine satisfaction arises not from feeling superior, but from forming connections and finding inner peace. It recognizes the interconnectedness of all beings, acknowledging our place within a larger collective. When you redirect your attention from the ego's desires to the wisdom of your true self, you create opportunities for significant personal development and fulfilling connections with others. Having the courage to embrace your true self is essential. It involves confronting your fears, recognizing your vulnerabilities, and questioning deeply ingrained beliefs. However, the benefits are incalculable. Peeling away the layers of conditioning and false identities reveals a profound sense of freedom and purpose that surpasses any external achievement. Just a reminder, your true self is already within you, waiting to be embraced. Your goal is to eliminate the barriers that are getting in the way of its expression. By incorporating practices such as meditation, self-reflection, and mindful living into your routine, you can gradually bring harmony between your external experiences and your internal values. Aligning yourself is crucial for experiencing true fulfillment and making a meaningful impact on the world. Lesson 6. The emotions and the ego. The connection between our emotions and the ego is essential as we embark on our path to a new consciousness. This connection runs deep and is intertwined with our everyday lives. Understanding the impact of the ego on your emotions allows you to develop greater emotional intelligence and self-control. Picture the liberation that comes from no longer being controlled by your ego-driven emotional responses. With this newfound understanding, you can make conscious choices in your responses instead of reacting impulsively driven by ego-driven fears or desires. As you delve deeper into this connection, you'll discover that it will help you navigate life's challenges with grace and calmness. Feeling dissatisfied and holding on to negative emotions can deplete your energy and hinder your ability to find joy and peace in life. Every second you spend focusing on negative emotions means you're missing out on opportunities for happiness and personal development. Understand that these emotions often stem from our ego's desire for control and validation. When you make the decision to release these negative patterns, you create space for new opportunities and personal growth. The liberation that accompanies letting go of perpetual discontent, embracing every moment with gratitude and openness instead of criticizing and resenting. Adopting a new perspective is not just important, it's crucial for your overall well-being and personal development. By changing your usual negative reactions and intentionally opting for more positive alternatives, you can train your brain to prioritize the positive aspects of your life. Every experience, regardless of how it may seem, provides a chance for growth and personal development. By looking at your dissatisfaction from a different perspective, you can turn it into a driving force for personal growth. Now is the perfect moment to gain mastery over your emotional landscape and foster a more optimistic perspective. Begin by recognizing your negative emotions without passing judgment, and then intentionally shift your attention towards finding solutions and personal development. Make it a habit to express gratitude every day, even for the little things, to redirect your focus away from discontentment. Surround yourself with uplifting influences and participate in activities that bring you happiness and satisfaction. Through regular focus on your emotional well-being, you will naturally be drawn towards a mindset that is positive and empowering. Embrace this journey of self-discovery and emotional mastery. Your future self will be grateful for taking this courageous step towards a more fulfilling and joyous life. Think about how frequently you act without considering the consequences, letting your emotions guide your behavior. This knee-jerk reactivity not only harms your relationships, but also keeps you stuck in a cycle of negativity. Imagine if you could take a brief pause before responding. Practicing mindfulness can help you break free from destructive patterns and create a more peaceful existence. Grievances can also be quite burdensome to carry. They burden us, distorting our views and hindering our progress. Take a moment to reflect. How many grudges are weighing you down at this very moment? Are you spending a lot of mental and emotional energy dwelling on past hurts and perceived slights? By releasing these grievances, you can liberate yourself from their negative impact and embrace fresh opportunities and connections. Instead of getting upset or holding grudges, try approaching situations with a sense of curiosity and compassion. When faced with a grievance, it's helpful to shift your focus towards learning from the experience instead of dwelling on the negative aspects. By changing the way you look at things, you can turn challenging situations into chances for personal development and comprehension. Always, you have the ability to alter your responses and let go of your resentments. Initially, it may pose some challenges, but by consistently practicing and staying determined, you can reshape your reactions and cultivate a more balanced and fulfilling life. Are you prepared to release your tendency to react and hold on to grievances and instead embrace a fresh approach to life? It's up to you to decide, and the benefits are beyond measure. Start your journey today toward a calmer and more satisfying life. Lesson 7. Being correct or making mistakes. Our constant need to prove ourselves right and others wrong can hinder personal growth and create tension in relationships. What if we could change our viewpoint and welcome the idea of being incorrect? Imagine if we could see mistakes not as failures, but as valuable chances to learn. Take a moment to think about the amount of energy we waste on defending our positions, arguing our points, and trying to prove ourselves right. This ongoing struggle not only depletes us emotionally, but also generates unnecessary strife in our lives. We should consider whether the benefits of being correct outweigh the drawbacks. When we release this need, we unlock a vast array of opportunities for personal development and expansion. Just think about the freedom that comes from acknowledging our mistakes. It's not a sign of weakness, but rather a display of strength and maturity. When we admit our mistakes, we open up opportunities for growth and progress. We become more accessible, more receptive to fresh perspectives, and more adept at building authentic relationships with others. In addition, accepting our flaws enables us to offer the same understanding to others. When we let go of a need to be correct, we can improve our listening skills, show more empathy, and work together more efficiently. This change in viewpoint has the potential to completely alter our relationships, whether they are personal or professional, resulting in more satisfying and effective interactions. Therefore, when faced with a situation where you feel compelled to defend your position no matter what, take a moment to pause and reflect. Consider this, which holds greater significance: being correct or gaining knowledge and developing. By prioritizing growth, you're embracing a new mindset that values understanding, empathy, and personal development over ego-driven correctness. Mistakes should not be seen as enemies, but rather as valuable teachers. They offer us valuable lessons and chances for personal development. By changing how we view mistakes and accepting them as a natural part of our journey, we can develop a kinder and more enlightened mindset towards life. Let's free ourselves from the need to always be right and instead embrace the empowering possibilities of being open, learning, and growing. Learning and growing. This path leads to profound wisdom and a heightened state of awareness. At times, we come to a point where we must make a choice in our quest for a higher state of awareness. There are two paths to choose from. One leads to peace, serenity, and contentment, while the other leads to drama, conflict, and turmoil. The decision between these two options may not always be obvious, but it is always important. Do you genuinely desire inner peace, or are you unknowingly attracted to the thrill and intensity of drama? This question is extremely important as it greatly influences our experiences, relationships, and overall quality of life. Think about how frequently you get caught up in conflicts, whether they're within yourself or with others. Do these conflicts benefit you, or are they just diverting you from your true path? Choosing peace over drama allows you to explore countless possibilities and experience personal growth. This decision demands bravery and introspection, yet the benefits are incalculable. This state is not characterized by passivity, but rather by actively engaging with life from a position of inner calm and clarity. By nurturing this inner peace, you radiate a sense of calmness that has a profound impact on those around you. Ask yourself, in this moment and in every moment that follows, are you seeking tranquility or chaos? This question holds the potential to greatly impact your life and guide you towards a new level of awareness. Lesson 8. Positive and negative aspects to everything. When seeking a new consciousness, acknowledge a fundamental truth. Every aspect of life has both positive and negative sides. This understanding goes beyond mere philosophical contemplation and serves as a potent instrument for personal development and illumination. Embracing this duality allows us to break free from rigid thinking and gain a more nuanced understanding of the world. Think about how frequently we categorize experiences, people, or circumstances as either good or bad. This simplistic approach restricts our viewpoint and hinders our emotional and spiritual development. Instead, we should strive to recognize the natural equilibrium present in everything. Even during our most challenging times, there are valuable insights to be gained and personal growth to be achieved. On the other hand, our biggest achievements sometimes come with unexpected drawbacks or unforeseen obstacles. This change in viewpoint enables us to gracefully navigate through both moments of happiness and sadness, recognizing that each experience plays a role in our overall personal growth and progress. As we move forward in our quest for a higher state of awareness, genuine enlightenment doesn't come from striving for flawlessness, but from embracing the intricate beauty of life in all its diverse manifestations. Many times, we fail to appreciate the simple joy of being alive in our quest for happiness and fulfillment. Take a moment to reflect on the incredible wonder of your existence, the complex web of biological processes that keep you alive, the immense cosmic events that brought you into being, and the limitless opportunities that await you. Picture starting your day filled with wonder and gratitude for the precious opportunity of a new day. Imagine fully embracing each breath, every sensation, and every passing moment, as if they were invaluable treasures. This approach to living is not just idealistic, but rather practical and capable of transforming your entire experience of life. When you change your perspective and start appreciating the abundance around you, you'll experience a higher level of joy and fulfillment. Finding joy in life does not rely on accomplishments, material possessions, or seeking validation from others. Life is something that is universally accessible, regardless of one's circumstances. Yet, to experience this pleasure, one must make a deliberate attempt to silence the constant noise of the mind and focus on the present moment. You need to release your focus on the past and future and fully engage in the present moment. Think about the everyday joys that you experience, the feeling of sunlight on your skin, the deliciousness of your favorite food, the sound of laughter, the comforting embrace of a loved one. These experiences, which are often overlooked, can lead to a deep sense of joy in simply being alive. By practicing mindfulness and being fully present, you can enhance these joys and fill your life with a feeling of awe and gratitude. In addition, recognizing the joy of being alive can greatly influence how you relate to and engage with others. When you exude happiness and satisfaction, you effortlessly draw in favorable situations and uplift those in your presence. The genuine appreciation you have for life has a way of spreading, uplifting the collective consciousness of your community and even beyond. Jessica had always had a tendency to focus on the negative. Her pessimistic mindset proved beneficial in her role as a successful criminal defense lawyer, allowing her to anticipate worst-case scenarios and diligently prepare for them. Nevertheless, this perspective was negatively impacting her personal life and overall health. On a beautiful autumn morning, Jessica received life-altering news. She emerged victorious in a high-profile case, skillfully advocating for a client she wholeheartedly believed was innocent. It was a pivotal moment in her career, solidifying her reputation as an exceptional lawyer. With the influx of congratulations, Jessica experienced a brief moment of triumph. Unfortunately, there were consequences that accompanied the victory. Her relationships had been strained by the stress of the case, and her health had been neglected for months. While sitting alone in her office, surrounded by messages of congratulations, she couldn't help but feel a profound sense of emptiness. At that moment, Jessica experienced a sudden realization amidst the combination of professional success and personal discontent. She came to the realization that every situation, regardless of its apparent positivity or negativity, had both bright and dark aspects. Fascinated by this discovery, Jessica made the decision to delve deeper into this concept. She started writing in a journal, making sure to record both the good and bad parts of every important event in her life. After not being promoted to partner at her firm, Jessica was initially devastated. However, as she made an effort to focus on the bright side, she came to the realization that this obstacle provided the motivation she required to reevaluate her professional aspirations. It allowed her to pursue her own practice, specializing in cases that truly ignited her passion. On the other hand, after winning another significant case, Jessica took the time to recognize the pressure it had placed on her and her team. She used this experience as a chance to introduce improved work-life balance strategies in her office. Jessica noticed a positive change in her mindset as she embraced this new approach, making her more resilient and adaptable. When confronted with challenges, she began to view them in a more positive light, seeing them as chances to develop and gain knowledge. In the same way, she discovered the importance of balancing her enthusiasm for achievements with a practical recognition of any possible downsides or obligations. Every aspect of Jessica's life was affected by this change in perspective. Instead of getting frustrated about the time wasted in traffic, she found value in being able to listen to an engaging podcast. After the end of a romantic relationship, she grieved the loss but also acknowledged the personal development that had occurred and the fresh possibilities that awaited her. One day, Jessica made the choice to volunteer her legal services to defend a community center that was at risk of being shut down. The case presented a significant challenge and did not come with any financial incentives. However, it resonated with her core values and provided an opportunity to truly make a meaningful impact. Throughout her investigation, Jessica went through a wide range of emotions. There were times of annoyance when dealing with bureaucratic red tape, but they were offset by the pleasure of collaborating with committed community members. Despite the fatigue from the long hours, the work held a deeper sense of purpose than anything she had experienced in years. Finally, Jessica's hard work yielded results, and the community center was successfully preserved. As Jessica observed families and children delighting in the preserved space, she experienced a deep sense of fulfillment. However, in line with her fresh perspective, she also recognized the personal compromises she had made to attain this result. Jessica's new philosophy was strengthened by this experience. She came to the realization that accepting both the ups and downs of life didn't imply compromising or becoming content with mediocrity. Instead, it enabled her to fully engage with her experiences, appreciating their intricacies and discovering chances for personal development in every situation. Everyone noticed Jessica's transformation. Her co-workers noticed how calm and composed she became when dealing with the stress of the courtroom. Her friends valued her ability to engage in conversations with a balanced perspective. She provided comfort during difficult moments without invalidating their emotions and celebrated their achievements while also assisting them in overcoming any obstacles that came their way. Over time, Jessica discovered that incorporating this practice of seeking balance had a significant impact on her overall well-being. Her sleep improved, her relationships became stronger, and she experienced a profound sense of contentment that had eluded her for years. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Jessica took a moment to ponder her journey while sitting on her balcony. The sky displayed a captivating blend of light and shadow, with vibrant colors gradually giving way to the encroaching darkness. She saw it as a flawless representation of life, an ongoing dance between happiness and sadness, achievement and disappointment, brightness and darkness. She came to the realization that wisdom comes from accepting life's contradictions and finding value and personal development in both positive and negative experiences. Jessica smiled, appreciating the journey that had led her to this moment of clarity. From that day forward, Jessica adopted a new perspective on life. Embrace the balance. She approached all aspects of life with an open mind, embracing the complexity of each situation, whether it was work-related, personal, or internal. By doing so, she discovered a profound and genuine way of connecting with the world, one that recognized the intricacies of life and found beauty in its contradictions. Final lesson: a new consciousness. Life frequently presents us with moments where we must make decisions that have a significant impact on our overall well-being and happiness. This decision, my dear reader, is about whether we choose tranquility or chaos in our everyday existence. It's a decision that may appear clear at first, but many of us unknowingly opt for drama repeatedly. What is the reason? Because drama has a way of captivating us with its intense emotions and compelling storylines. It gives a distorted sense of significance, a misguided sensation of vitality. But what is the price? Excessive drama can be exhausting, put a strain on our relationships, and keep us stuck in a cycle of negativity. Peace, however, presents an alternative route. A path characterized by serenity, personal development, and authentic satisfaction. Now is the moment to reflect on your true desires. You have the power to make choices every day, in every interaction and thought. Choosing peace allows you to explore a wide range of opportunities where your focus is on personal development, building meaningful relationships, and finding true satisfaction.